not really too proud of this one, but at the same time, I'm not really sure if Vanish Kitty should be proud of these levels. Look at what we're doing, like, here right off the bat. It's an extremely precise Koopa Hop. I mean, you can do it consistently, as I will be displaying in the future, of course, because everything needs to be revisited at least 20 times, even if it was just in the level previous. I mean, it's not really too hard to skip those diamonds ones, or like without the cape or whatever, but you know, I felt I kind of really needed it here. Even though I was required to figure out a better way to do that. So yeah, you might notice there's gonna be random edits, like right here. That's because I didn't really remember what was in these rooms, and like, yeah, there's a bonus here. Didn't really need one until I go into the pipe up beyond, so I don't really show the entering of pipes, but I do show plenty of exiting pipes. This section, I got it, like, pretty quickly, surprisingly enough. Like, I struggled at that for a little bit, but once I figured out actually how to do it. Yeah, so green Koopa bouncing, that's always wonderful, especially when one of them is completely blind. It's not that bad, actually, it's kind of weird. And then this part kind of just works or it doesn't, and magnificently, I think I only died on this part once for this run, because I did go through this level previously, and I just kind of scummed it. But then after I put the recorder on and whatever, but that was like a few days ago anyway. So, see how many times the level requires you to do that jump. This level in particular, I think it's at least 3, and I say that because we may be revisiting this, and we also may be revisiting this also. I like how there's an arbitrary generator just to make it even more annoying. You know, I probably should have, in hindsight, just fast-forwarded all this crap, but whatever, you know, you get to see the solution, quote-unquote. There's probably more solutions, or maybe it's designed where there isn't any others, but, like, once you know it, like, it's pretty quick, but learning it is the most annoying and painful experience. Actually, I can't say that, but it's one of them. It's up there with, you know, much of this this ends game, really. So, you know, you wanna, like, come inside of this middle part first, because there's a prize. I wonder how I knew that. Yeah, I cheated a lot of these levels, looked it up in Lunar Magic, but, you know, whatever. I mean, I think, like, most, like, at least not the next level, but much of the levels, I looked them up, like, a while before, not, like, while I'm playing it, literally. I had that thing out as a guide just to beat the level because of the time limit. We'll be getting to that eventually. And the only reason I use the tool for this part, I don't really need a tool until, like, 2 tools from now, but I got to that part and I forgot it, like, kind of requires the cape. It doesn't, by the way, we'll see in the future. Yeah! Yeah, so I could probably have just kept going and not even put a tool for this pipe, because it doesn't even matter, it's very easy. But sometimes you just don't know, and, you know, kind of precautionaries happened, and I did it again in the last level, because, you know, why not? But, you know, some are definitely required for me, because, I don't know, I could do a little better, but not a lot better, and it's not really worth me going back and doing it again. And as you can see, I'm going to put another one here, because look what we have, almost impossible balloon section. Also, by the way, those were jets, so if you hit the balloon at the improper time, you die instantly due to insta-death munchers that roam the downward motions and everywhere else involved. Lots of those jets going on, it's pretty fun. The sharks were not around, though. So yeah, this is a very learn-based, you learn how to do it, and even if you don't, there's a random bullet generator that will screw you up. And also, getting underneath there without getting hit by a baseball is nigh infinite. Actually, it got pretty easy once I did it a few times, but then you get to here and you have to kind of do that. It kind of just barely works. I thought you had to do a glitchity there, but you don't. Like, that happens. Okay, it's like, that's wonderful. So yeah, that was a level. yeah, I put like too many save states on it, but I don't really. At this point, it's neither here nor there. The level is kind of weird. It's got a few interesting spots, but not really. And near it now, you'll get to see the last level I did toolless, and also without any bringing in power-ups. That's probably like they're like this is a maze also, and below there was water and a puffer poofer, and pretty much any other door will send you there in a different place, and you know, you just swim around, you go back to the original room. It's pretty great. It's a reference to Seal City 1 or 2, but except that hack probably doesn't exist yet, or in the form of Mario XX World or Mario X World R or whatever the heck. That's probably the most interesting room in the stage. But yeah, pretty much the thing about this level is even if I was wanting to do this legitly, I probably wouldn't, because the doors will send you to the next run, except once you get to the end of the run, you discover that you'll be sent back to this room, like you'll see in a second, like the room I'll go into. You'll have to play that room, despite the difficulty, and then get to the end and find out, oh hey, you beat that for no freaking reason. And I didn't even know there was a cape there. Like, literally I spent 100 or so lives doing this room particularly, because most of them, pretty much every death before the last room were in this run, because it kind of expects you to use the Potaboos, which I wasn't getting consistently, so I was trying to use Generator, and that is annoying and finicky as all hell. You can get stuck here and lose your power-up or die, depending. It's a pretty good setup. As you can see, these rooms don't have a lot of diversity. They have a lot of focus, but not a lot of diversity. And you can have focus without doing the same maneuver each time. This room is kind of annoying, because it'll usually either take away your cape or kill you just out of sheer, you jump up the thing, and then there's a ghost flame coming at you, and then sometimes you'll go to hit the flame, and then you get hurt. Some of these doors, at least one of them, will send you right back to the beginning of the level. So, just in case you want to put that down in your copybook, yeah, like, really, there's not enough time, there's just barely enough time if you know what you're doing. And I've died to time up at least 3 times. That was quite adventurous, especially when you don't know what the hell to do, because this part is freaking confusing and convoluted maze, which it's not even a maze, it's a maze and also there's fake crap. Yeah, and required power-ups as well, but at least it plentifully gives you 2 in the stage, so in the section, you know, like, why would anyone do this level legitimately? I don't really know. I'm not entirely sure why I did, but, you know, that's how it went. These thwimps are placed in places where they will drop, and sometimes if you're going a little too fast, you will die. I died almost to that cape, but didn't get it the first time around. I've lost my cape there, but only once, because I knew how to maneuver myself afterwards. Now look at this BS. Oh man, you go through the wall. How did I figure that out? Lunar magic. Well, because when I looked at the room, I was like, seriously, there's no way to get through here. And then it's like, oh, part of a bush tile. Okay, Anna Kitty, you are sure clever. And then a bridge building section. It's like all the best sections in the world come together. I did collect that one up once, I'm pretty sure, so I consider it clear. A full clear is to get every one up and every coin, every moon, and a hack. I didn't do that with this one. I don't really care. Unless there's like a guy telling me, there is 1 in this level and also 3 in the next level. Okay, maybe I'll think about doing it, but if like it just notices and gets done. But it's like, at least there's a shell provided if that happens, which could potentially, if you don't know the exact placement where the thwimp's gonna go, and considering they are in kind of awkwardness. So yeah, see those blocks? That's the last time you'll be seeing them in that color. You just wait to understand what I mean. Some more fake walls. That's wonderful. And you just gotta kinda go all the way down. I didn't know that one of the runs, and yeah, you have to go completely down, Mario. Not just one or two, and I died to timeout because I didn't know you had to go all the way down. I got lost. I got lost in this section also, but you'll see why and you will understand. Unlike the previous attempt, well, no, that was the previous attempt when I died in this area, but I don't remember how many times it was before that when I got here again. So, if you'll notice in a second, there's absolutely no way for you to beat this until you notice that, hey, those blocks are there. That's really friendly when you have 15 seconds left. Oh, jeez. And here it is, the moment y'all been waiting for, Bowser's Castle. Oh man, you copy-paste 6 of them. I mean, it's a little different now, but after this, they're all the same. So it's 5 of the exact same thing, but 6 technically. You just do something different with that. It's like, really? Dude, like, come on. After I looked it up in Lunar Magic and counted how many there were, and I figured out, oh, they're gonna be exactly the same, because everything's set up the exact same way. That's the try you're looking at. It's pretty hilariously sad. At least there's diversity in which blocks will save your fate, because I don't even know if it would be possible to do without them. Using a tool for every room, and then some for some rooms, and also more is needed. This room is kind of dull and not really a lot going on, but it's better than other rooms. But you'll notice that 2 rooms also have the climbing gimmick, except one is significantly more interesting and also deadly. So we'll be getting to that in like a room or so. I don't really know. You don't actually need to hit a guy on the face for this. You can just run and jump. I'm glad I learned that, because waiting for them was kind of bothersome. I didn't do that many tries on this room either, surprisingly enough, not really. I only died to this, once I got through there, I only died to here, well, twice, because I think one of them I timed up with the, no, maybe both times. Oh, one I fell in the spikes, and the other one I timed up with the P-switch, because those potaboos, if you don't know, they're not really that dangerous, and you die. Oh, this room's lovely BS. Yeah, you want to know exactly where the fall to your death platforms are, and as you can see there, whatever I'm not standing on, whatever I don't touch is probably instant death, basically. Except it's not really, but just about. You can get across it, but it's like, nah. Whatever, don't agree with it, but whatever. You'd like to do it a whole lot in this hack, and I'm guessing you're gonna do it a lot in 4th edition. That's just awesome. You want to duck jump here. You want to make sure you duck jump here. This level would be significantly better without the generator, because it's not a bad section. It's actually kind of interesting. It's very slow. It's a very slow moving section. This is probably one of the hardest parts, because you just gotta get through 2 potaboos. I mean, it's not really that difficult, but you know, there's not really much in the ways of indication. And a lot of, like, you gotta go next to the mega spikes, and I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, I had a problem with it at first, but I was only really getting hit to the first one, and then once I started doing better, I was kinda alright. Now we got Claustrophobia Central, where if it comes, you just gotta be duck jumping. That's, if you're not duck jumping, you will get hurt in this section. That's all there is to it, and that's, you know, whatever. It's not the worst punch this hack has pulled thus far, but it also makes for not a lot to like say, because it's just it's just kind of going on. It's kind of slow, and you just gotta time yourself perfectly, and then go into the safe spot, and then move when you can. But sometimes the generator will allow you not to move. It's kind of similar to the last level in that regard, which used this generator, which is not used very much, and I could almost see why for this reason, because it's kind of like the random bullet generator, only it's more active. But they do move slower, so I mean, there is that benefit to it, and here you're just not really safe much of anywhere until you get there, and then you're safe for a little bit, and then you're not safe because flame, and then you're not safe, and then you jump right into a flame, and then you're just not really entirely sure where safe was, so you just kind of went with it, and you rolled with it, and you, like, this, yeah, there's a lot of rooms. Yeah, I should have really sped this up. This one's actually significantly harder than the other one. Or at least it took me a lot longer to figure out, because you gotta do stuff like this. And oh man, that's like the hardest thing in the world, to figure out that you gotta do something like that. I mean, really, like, come on. But at least it provides a cape that you will lose in the next room, probably. Luckily it was not provided, because more to come when they start being required. Spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure you... Well, I already kind of said my spiel on that, but, you know, that's not really the part I'm mentioning also, because I didn't have a cape for it. Yep, so that's just, yeah, it's kind of two long rooms back to back that kind of just go on. Well, the next room kind of is also, but it's, you know, well, actually no, it's kind of more the same because you gotta wait a lot, but I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not too much longer now. I'm getting very close to the precipice ending of this section, and that'll be lovely to... You know, it's also confusing, because there's, like, they don't invisible or anything. I don't like that graphical choice, but what are you gonna do? This was 1985. They didn't have roads to go up to 88 miles per hour. What are you gonna do? Yeah, so you gotta wait. You gotta... I wouldn't get hit to the left side, but I would always get hit to the right side. That's either, yeah, like, see, it's to the left side, exactly what I said. That was the only time I got hit there, so, and I literally died to the corner spike right there, so I got to the bottom, but I pressed right too soon. It also includes wind! It also includes wind! This is easily, like, the dumbest room. Like, I showed you guys this, remember? We're getting to it, but luckily that section just kind of works, and I only loaded like 2 save states once I got to it. So I could have done this room in one go, but, you know, I already put it down. I wasn't gonna redo the castle or load my other save state, which was with my cape. That's the hardest part in this section, and it's borderline impossible, in my opinion. I don't know how I did it so quickly, but, you know, this at least kind of just works. And that's just there, so you die. Easily the worst room in this entire hack. I was tempted to use slowdown for a bit, and you'll see why. I've never used slowdown before in my life. I don't know how it works, but I was very ready to do so. There's gonna be desync because it just lagged, and that's awesome. This part right here, yeah, that Podoboo is perfectly placed in the way, so it will get you every single time, and it's so precise what you have to do there. And that cut was pretty seamless, but I used the save state here too. You do the same repetitive jump and you get hit by Podoboos because, you know, you need just a tiny amount of momentum. I died to that last jump. It's the same exact jump, but I died to that same exact jump so many times. Also, this room I could have done in one go, but whatever. It's like I saw this, I saw what I had to do, and I was just like, forget it. And then, you know, coming to this next part, I saw what I had to do, and I didn't know it was gonna be as working out as it did. This only took me about like 4 or 5 tries at most. It's really not that hard because even at the top flame, your spin jump, you don't go high enough to hit the munchers. Even though, as you can see, I'm gracefully not going high enough to hit the munchers, I'm still not gonna hit the munchers, I don't think. This room I just said forget it. I have a cape and you're providing me no roof to stop my progress. There's a lack to also. I'm not doing it. If you're gonna, like, we've already played this game once before, and at least in Luigi's Adventure they had the decency to remove the cape, so I couldn't do this. Also, I don't think it goes on this freaking long. And you know, I don't know. There's just something about that that just sets me off so bad. Also, this room I could have done in one go, but again, whatever. There's like roof tiles that affect your judgment, and you'll probably just insta-death here. If someone can do this in one run, good on you, but that person is not me, and personally I don't think it's possible. I really don't. Not in one go. Like, you could do multiple sections, but even that's kind of pushing it, considering how many tries. Like, just that one jump took me about 20 minutes at least. Yeah, I mean, like, I got past it maybe 4 times to that other transfer, and that other transfer is pretty brutal in and of itself. So, yeah. And that's pretty much it for the hack, really. Like, that is the hack in a nutshell. There's a mechanic here for absolutely no purpose whatsoever, but it kind of does remind me of the Luigi's Adventure 3 section, except this isn't wall tiles, it's your player tile. 3rd edition was certainly a hack. You can see me futzing around and flying and stuff. It's pretty damn awesome, I will say, because you can just fly through things, but I set it to 4x speed, so obviously you can't really tell. 3rd edition was pretty weak, honestly. I don't really recommend it. I mean, it was just this fabled hack, and then I found it, I was so excited, and then I played it, and it was just like, eh. And I really hope VSB isn't like that, because, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm going to do 4th edition first, just to get that out of the way, because I think it's just going to be like a sequel to this, but possibly not as bad, hopefully. I know the Bowser Castle is kind of similar, unfortunately, but, you know, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. See you all for something else.